we are going to discuss buying and selling of securities. This is what the topic has been assigned to me, to explain how securities are bought and sold in the market. Even though the term buying and selling of securities looks simple, I cannot straight away take you how the tradings are taken place without giving a basic knowledge of what is securities, how the securities are issued, how they are eligible to become trading, and how it's getting trading. So I won't take you the sequence from the beginning so that you will be able to understand better. Friends, when we talk about securities trading, let us understand what is securities market. There are two words here. One is the securities, another is a market. I hope most of you know what is the market. A market is place where the buying and selling of any commodities or any articles taking place. That normally you know the definition of market. But here what we are going to talk about, the securities market. That means securities, this is a place where the securities are bought and sold. Then let us understand the structure of the market, basic aspect of the market, so that we will go here when how the buying and selling are taking place. The securities market is a market for equity, debt, and derivatives. The debt market in turn may be divided again into three parts, namely the government securities market, the corporate debt market, and the money market. The derivatives market may be divided into two parts, that is called an option market and futures market. Now, assuming that, now I'm not going to much details because we do not have much time, because our subject is buying and selling of securities. I assume that you know what is equity, what is debt, and what is the derivatives. So with that basic understanding, that I divide the market into debt market and what is a debt market, what is a derivative market, so that I go slowly and very briefly explain on the basic, so that we can discuss more in details about the buying and selling of securities, which is called a secondary market. So let us have some understanding about the financial markets. The financial market is commodity being exchanged as a financial asset instead of as a physical asset. So we have a commodity market. The lender of a funds is the buyer of the asset, and the borrower of the funds is the seller of the asset. So that is otherwise called issuer of the securities. Just to for in the financial market, how the assets, the financial assets are created. There are people who require funds, so they seek the funds. There are people who supply the funds. It is basically the funds are traded. Someone require funds, someone have a surplus of funds, they supply the fund, and someone who needs the fund, they demand the fund. Who is really giving the funds called seller of the assets. And you know that the issuer of the mechanism, or otherwise the buyer, the lender is a person who supplies the money. The seller of the asset is called buyer of the money. So that is the mechanism basically through which the financial assets are created. How the financial assets are created? Let me briefly explain about how the financial assets are created. For example, I am a corporate. I require 100 crore of rupees. I have my own source of money, which I have already invested. Still, the capital is not sufficient to meet my project cost. So what I do that, I approach a financial institution or the bankers for a lending. So I take the lending money from the bank. Now please understand, there are two kind of things are involved in that. When I bring my own money into the system, into the company, that's called my share capital into the company. It's called owned funds. When I take money from a financial institution or from the bank or from somebody else, that is called borrowing. So the capital have been divided into two parts. One is the owned funds, another is a borrowed funds. The owned fund is contributed by the owner or a stakeholder or a shareholders. The borrowed fund is from somebody else, which is repayable on a certain terms and condition at which it is borrowed. To friends, So now we are going to discuss basically on the owned funds, how the shares are issued to the public when I raise from the capital market. When I raise money, the mechanism system through which when I raise money, either by borrowing or by capital, that is a share capital, I issue an instrument, I issue a receipt, I issue a paper explaining that things, which is called a paper or otherwise called a share certificate, which become a financial assets. So when I do borrowing from the market or sourcing money from the market, it become a financial assets. That assets is transferable in nature, which is a negotiable instrument. I hope that you know what is a negotiable instrument. A negotiable instrument is a document or a paper or an instrument or an asset which can be transferred from one person to another by endorsing it on the respective document. So this is called a negotiable. Like for example, currency is a negotiable, pronote is a negotiable, whereas fixed deposit is not a negotiable instrument, because you cannot transfer fixed deposit from one person to another, whereas share certificate is a negotiable instrument. So you can transfer from one person to another. That is how it become a tradable document. So the transferring taking place, the financial assets is created like this, where these financial assets are traded or transferred from one person to another person, called a financial market. When the financial assets transferred are a corporate securities or a government securities, the mechanism of transfer known as securities market. One is a financial market, another is a securities market. So you have a different segment of financial markets. It depends on basically the types of securities are traded in the securities market. That is called, it may include ownership securities. That is called a share certificate. Share certificate, when you invest by way of equity share in a company, then you become owner of the company. The share capital contributed, it's called, it's a owner fund. That is the reason it become a capital. Whoever contributes by way of shares to the company, they become owner of the company. That is the reason that ownership securities. Debt securities is a repayable. It has got a term, it has got a conditions, it is called a life, so within which it should be repayable. So it become a debt securities. So within the debt securities, you have a short-term securities, long-term securities, government securities, non-government securities, corporate securities. On the basis of the maturity period, on the basis of maturity period, what do you mean by maturity? The date on which you have to repay that particular instrument, the money borrowed. So that becomes a maturity date. So the securities traded in the market, the securities market segmented into a money market, again capital market. I do not want to take much of the time in this, because I just briefly take you before I go to a secondary market. That is what more important today. So this is another called a money market, is the market for short-term financial assets with the maturities of 1 year or less. Whenever I borrow money from the market, the maturity period is the 1 or less, is called a money market instrument. Same way, there are treasury bills, commercial paper, certificate of deposits, or the short-term securities traded in the money market. The money market is the main source of working capital funds. That means that the money market is totally dealing with for a short-term purposes, which are basically more or less like the satisfy the needs of working capital. This again, we go for a debt market, and the debt market is the market where segment where securities with a maturities of more than 1 year are bought and sold. The money market, what we discuss, is a short term, which is less than 1 year. Here, what we are telling, more than 1 year. The equity shares, preference shares, debentures, bonds, or the long-term securities traded in the capital market. The capital market is source of the long-term funds for the business and industries. But it's a long-term source acquiring, so that we go for a capital market. When we talk about a financial market, the financial market may be classified again as a primary market and secondary market. The market mechanism for the buying and selling of new issue of securities known as the primary market. The market is also termed as new issue market, which deals in issue of securities. I just touch over lightly on the primary market because that is a basic to proceed to a secondary market when buying and selling of securities. I just quickly run over for what is the primary market, how the securities are issued in that. The secondary market, it deals with the securities which already have been issued and owned by an investor, both an individual or maybe an institution. These may be traded between the investor. The buying and selling of securities already issued and outstanding take place in the stock exchanges. The stock exchange constitute the secondary market in securities, which are going to be the major portion which we are going to look into today. Who are all the participants in the financial market? The major participants are the buyers and sellers of securities, or the investor and the issuer. The financial intermediaries are the second major class of participants in the financial system. These are again two types of financial intermediaries. One is the institutional intermediaries, another is the individual intermediaries. The institutional intermediaries like a banking financial intermediaries, non-banking financial intermediaries such as insurance companies, housing finance, unit trust, mutual funds, and investment company. Other than the individual, they are all called institutional participants. They are the intermediaries in the market. The another group of participants in the financial systems comprises the individuals and institutions who facilitate the trading or the exchange process in the system. Just I'll come to the main area now, the stock exchange. The stock exchange is an institution where the securities that have already been issued are bought and sold. It is an institution wherein the exchange of the secondary, the market documents, the shares or debentures which are already issued or are traded in the place. And presently there are two stock exchanges in the country. One is the National Stock Exchange, another the Bombay Stock Exchange. The listed securities, the securities that are listed on various stock exchanges and hence eligible for being traded, they are called listed securities. I explained what do you mean by listing once I explain the primary market in nutshell. In addition to that, we have called, we should know that depositories. A depository is an institution which dematerializes the physical certificates and effect the transfer of ownership in electronic book entries. Presently, there are two depositories in India. One is the NSDL, that is called the National Securities Depository Limited, and Central Depository Limited, CDSL. Okay, friends, now we need to understand one word called dematerialization. When we talk about depository, we need to know what is dematerialization. See, when the securities are issued to the investor through the IPO, initial public process, we are going to study now, and that is issued in a materialized form. That means the physical paper. While holding this physical paper as securities, as an instrument, there are a lot of difficulties we have faced. So what the technology, through the depository, what we have done it, we convert this materialized form of securities into a dematerialized form. That means what? It will not have any paper. It is an electronic instrument. For example, you have a bank account. You go and deposit your cash. What they do that, they make an entry in your passbook or an account statement. They give a credit in your statement and they issue the passbook or a statement of account. That means now your money is holding electronically. Physical, you no more holding the physical paper. This bank account, whatever the amount you have, you can transfer to somebody else by way of digital, that is through electronic transfer mechanism, or by way of issuing a check or a demand draft or anything else. So you can transfer to somebody else without handling a physical cash. The same way, a depository is a mechanism where you dematerialize your physical paper and keep in the electronic form. So it is easier to transfer from one person to another person by just making a book entry. So that there is no hassle, no holding papers, and whatever the disadvantages of the holding papers have been eliminated in this kind of system. So you have a brokers and foreign institutions which are all registered with the SEBI, and they are all the intermediaries. So you should know a little bit on the IPO market, the merchant bankers and the primary dealers. Primary dealers is mainly dealing in a money market. They are the authorized person by RBI to deal in money market instrument. They are nothing to do with the secondary market. Whereas the merchant banker is the main key person to handle entire IPO market. That is a primary market. That means issue of new securities to the public. So the merchant banker is a key person who prepares the document and who handles everything in the IPO market. So you also have a mutual fund and custodian. What do you mean by custodian? Mutual fund, I have already explained to you what is a mutual fund. And custodian is a person or an organization look after the investment back office of the mutual fund, and also for many financial institutions. It receives and delivers the securities, collect income, distribute dividends, and segregate assets between the scheme. The custodian is major acting person behind the scene for the mutual fund as well as institutional investors. You should know that registrar to the issue. Their function is that they are also known as a transfer agent. The registrar is employed by a company or a mutual fund to handle all investor related services. They maintain the document on the entire IPO process as well as the on behalf of the company. They maintain who are all the shareholders at any point of time, the transfer of securities, addition to the depositories. They take care of the functions on behalf of the company. So underwriting is nothing but insurance. Underwriter is one of the intermediaries in the market. Whenever there is a risk or I have a doubt that whether my issue will get subscribed or not, in that case, I engage the underwriter. In case of non-subscription of the issues, the underwriter come into the picture. They will subscribe unsubscribed portion. It's almost like an insurance. Banker to the issue is the person to collect money on behalf of during my IPO process, handle all the accounts and collect the money and hand over to me. They are another intermediary in the IPO purpose. Just I am not going through much of their function, just briefly outline so that we have to go to the secondary market. Now we know that this entire market is regulatory environment. The financial system in the country is subject to set of regulations in the form of various acts passed by legislative bodies. The regulatory environment may differ from one country to another. The securities issued may be traded or exchanged between investors in securities market with the help of intermediaries within the regulatory framework approved by the government and other regulatory bodies. Who are they? We will see. Just the new securities are directly issued by issuing companies to the investor. All the participants in the process of issuing new shares to the investor together constitute the primary market or the new issue market. When new companies floated, its shares are issued to the public issue in the primary market, are called IPO, initial public offer. Now I just run over the IPO process. Just I am coming into the, see, once the IPO process done, that means what? A company proposes to issue of securities to the public. They go through certain formalities. Then finally, once the issue is closed, they have allotted the shares to the respective applicants. Now those applicants have received the shares. Now what they do, from here only our portion starts today, that the buying and selling of securities. For example, now once the IPO process is completed and all the applicants have been allotted the share as per their application. For example, somebody have allotted 100, somebody have allotted 500, somebody have been 1 lakh, somebody have been 1 lakh, 10 lakh, like that it has been allotted. What is the next step? Now we need to understand, friends, okay, the shares or a financial instrument is one of the avenues of investment, right? Now we need to go back to the golden principles of or fundamental principles of investment is that number one is the safety, number two is that liquidity, number three is the return. Now, when you invest in your shares, is there a safety? Is there a liquidity? Is there a return? Now, I'm not going to touch into the portion of safety and the return. Now, what is called a liquidity? The liquidity means whenever I want my money, I should get back. I get back my money or investment. So that is called liquidity. See, in case of the shares, when issued to the public, why I apply for a share? First of all, we need to understand. Because as a student, we need to understand why somebody have to invest in the shares. Not only as a student, even as a general public. Why somebody have to invest money to earn? Otherwise, what is the use of investing in the particular instrument? So share is one of the avenues. Why I invest in that? Assuming that when the company performs well, the company makes more income, the share price may appreciate in the market. Thereby, I appreciate my price in the market. That is called a capital appreciation. The issue price may be 100 rupees. If the company performs very well, based on its earning capacity, based on its reserves, based on its asset creation and wealth creation, the market reacts and improve their price, ready to buy at a higher price than its issue price. So there is a issue price, there is a market price. When the market price appreciates, that means my value of investment goes up. Okay, I am happy. Number two, the situation otherwise. If the company does not perform well, it continuously incurs a loss. In that case, instead of capital appreciation, there will be a capital depreciation of it. The share, if the company incurs a loss, the share price may go down. That means my investment value itself is coming down. When it appreciates, I'm happy because my investment goal have been achieved. When the share price goes down, my investment value goes down. What will I do that? Then if the future also going to be much more worse, then I have to get out of the investment. I have to get out. What is the way to get out the shares? Can you approach a company? Sir, I have subscribed your shares during the public issue. Assuming that you will make money, I have applied for the shares. Now your company shares are quoting less than the issue price. Please take my share, give me money. Students, please, I ask you a question. Can the company take back the share when they issue to the market? Anybody? Can the company take it? No. The company will not take it because unless otherwise, under the Companies Act, they go for a buyback its own shares at a particular provision of the Companies Act. In a normal course of the business, when any shareholder approach the company will not take back its shares except the buyback scheme. Okay, as a shareholder, the share price are going down. What is my opportunity? What is my chance to exit? Then if there is no exit, why should I invest in the shares? So that is the reason now we are coming into the picture that the shares are issued to the public. Once it is completed the issue process, now the issuer company approaches stock exchanges to list these securities. That means what? The company and the stock exchange have an agreement that these are all the shares I have issued to the public. These shares may be permitted to transfer and traded in the floor of the exchange. That is how the shares get listed. That is the reason the earlier slide I explained to you listed securities. When the shares are issued that is not listed with the stock exchanges, it is called unlisted securities. That means listed securities have a liquidity. How the liquidity is created, we will explain the function of the stock exchanges. Unlisted security may not have a liquidity or very difficult to exit. So once the issue IPO process are over, the shares are get listed with the stock exchanges. Now we will see the function of the stock exchange, how it facilitates the liquidity process in the capital market. The stock exchanges is the secondary market process. Secondary market is the market in which securities are already issued by companies or subsequently traded among the investor. The secondary market where continuous trading in securities takes place is called a stock exchange. The stock exchange where once physical market is the place where physical marketplaces where the agents of buyer and the sellers operated through auction process. This is a history, friends. Probably when I started my career in the 90s as a stockbroker, we go to the stock exchange. Practically, there is a hall called a trading hall where we do the auction of particular securities. I want to buy, I want to sell, Reliance buyer, Tisco buyer. Like that, I used to shout the company names at a particular price. So like an auction, it's nothing but a market is nothing but an auction. I want to buy, I will buy. Somebody will sell, I want to sell like that. This was the auction process in the physical mode. Today it does not exist. This has become a history. So that is the technology revolution. So these open auction being replaced with the electronic exchanges where buyers and sellers are connected only by computers over a telecommunication network. The auction trading is giving way to a screen-based trading where bid prices and offer prices that are displayed on the computer. We will explain this. We will explain this concept showing the live trading screen to you so that you will understand better how the trading, how the buying and selling of securities are taking place. So here you should understand, friends, what is the bid price and offer price? I will explain. The bid price refers to the price at which an investor is willing to buy the securities. For example, now I would like to buy the Reliance Industries shares. I don't know how many of you read the newspaper. Are you reading the newspaper on a daily? Or watch Business TV, news channel? I doubtful that how many of you read the newspaper. But as a student of management, I hope that you should watch that and you should keep in touch with the latest development happening in the business side. The Reliance Industries, one of the largest market capitalization industry in the country, is coming with a rights issue. What do you mean by rights issue? It is subsequent to that issue. That means follow-on offer. They already issued the shares in the market. Those shares are traded in the market, in the stock exchange. That is a secondary market. Now, the company would like to raise some more money. Instead of going to IPO, what they do that they give an offer called rights issue. What do you mean by rights issue? The existing shareholder, I offer some kind of a shares to the existing shareholder. They have a right to apply. So it's called rights issue. So what is the issue? They are giving every existing shareholder of 15 shares, they will issue one fresh shares now. That means 1:15 is the ratio of the shares of rights. At what price they issue? The current market price is 1,550 rupees in the secondary market. But the company proposed to give at a discounted price of 1,425. So when a market price is 1,550, the company announces the rights issue to issue at a ratio of 1 share for every 15 shares held in the market. And the price of the issue is that 1,425. You get my point. This is called the rights issue company announces. You get my point. Then what they do, to whom they will allot the shares, they also decide a date that is called a book closure date. What do you mean by that? Every company maintains a shareholders register that is called a book. They close on a particular date. That means they announced yesterday. That means 14th May is the record date. That means that on 14, as per their company ledger record, whoever appears as a shareholder as per their records or the records maintained by the registrar and transfer agent, those shareholders are eligible to get their rights issue. You get my friends. So when the issue prices are displayed, I am ready to buy. Then this I will go. I explain that price at which investor are willing to buy and securities. The offer price is at which the investor is willing to sell the securities. For example, now coming to the situation. Now the Reliance Industry is going to offer the shares. So I am willing to buy the share at 1,450 rupees. Then I quote the price I want to buy at 1,450. So immediately I bid the price. Then somebody will say that I am ready to sell the shares at 1,500 rupees. So that is called an offer price. So somebody is willing to buy at 1,425 or 450. Somebody is willing to sell at 1,500. So this is a selling price. This is a buying price. Will it get matched? No, it will not get matched because the buying person is a different rate. Selling person gives a different rate. So it will not get matched. How it get matched? We will see in the subsequent. There is a spread between bid offer and spread. The difference between that is what I said 1,450 somebody wanted to buy, 1,500 somebody wanted to sell. Both appear on the screen. This is all auction. This is screen based trading. So each one feed their orders. It appears on the screen. That means the spread is 50 rupees. So the difference between buy and sell, the price is called the spread. Stock exchange is centralized market for buying and selling stock, where the price is determined through supply and demand mechanism. Friends, nobody fixes the price in the market. Let us not have a wrong assumption. Stock exchanges to fix the price. The function of the stock exchange is to facilitate the trading. What do you mean by that? I create a platform. I provide a technology where the members or otherwise the brokers can come and participate in the trading mechanism to feed their buying order, to feed their selling order, get match, participate in the trading system. So stock exchange does not buy, does not sell the shares. So let us not have a wrong assumption, friends, that stock exchange is doing buying and selling of securities. Absolutely no. The stock exchange is a facilitator. It is a self-organization, okay, self-regulated body. So which only facilitate the members to participate in the auction process through electronic medium. The stock exchange means any body of individuals, whether incorporated or not, constituted for the purpose of assisting, regulating, controlling the business of buying and selling or dealing in securities. Now you know what is stock exchange? This is the stock exchange. So it maintains active trading, the functions. The shares are traded on the stock exchanges, enabling the investor to buy and sell securities. It is a continuous process during the trading time. The market opens, the Indian stock market opens by 9:15 in the morning and gets closed by 3:30 in the afternoon. In between, it has a continuous process trading take place. You can buy, you can sell, you can feed, you can modify, you can do everything. And so that the continuous trading increases liquidity, the marketability of the shares are traded on the stock exchange. This is what more important, friends, the liquidity. I told you just before that if I want an exit, if I am not happy with the company, if I want to sell the shares, the function of the stock exchange is to provide liquidity. So that if I want to sell my shares, I can approach any of the intermediaries, that is a broker of the stock exchange, that is a members of the stock exchange. Through them, I can sell the shares at any time. Through them, I can buy the shares at any time. So that the stock exchange is a pivotal body in the entire financial system. It provides a liquidity of the all financial assets which are listed on the floor of the exchange. You understand, friends? They don't provide liquidity for the unlisted instrument. They provide the liquidity to the listed segment, listed instrument. So the fixation of the price is determined by the transaction that flow from investors' demand and suppliers' preferences. The stock exchange does not fix the price, but it ensures safety and fair dealing. So any market, friends, there should be a fairness in the dealing. Otherwise, market cannot be healthy. and there is a fairness. The rules, regulations, and bylaws of the stock exchanges provides a measure of safety to the investor. The transactions are conducted under the competitive conditions, enabling the investor to get a fair deal. If the market is not fair, that means subject to manipulation, subject to fraud, subject to cheat, then nobody will have a confidence in the market. So nobody will trust that kind of market. So if our economy have to grow, if our economy have to vibrant, we need to have well-regulated, well-transparent stock exchanges on the financial market, so that will be more healthy for the country. So it helps the financing the industries. A continuous market for share provides a favorable climate to raise the capital. As long as the market is doing a fairness, so every industry can raise the capital. It is an opportunity. And also a dissemination of information. Stock exchanges provide information through their various publications. And performance inducer, the price of the stock reflects the performance of the traded companies. It's a self-regulating organization. The stock exchange monitors the integrity of the members, brokers, and listed companies and the clients. Just it's a brief history how the origin. I don't want to take much of that time. The origin of the stock exchanges in India can be traced back to the latter of 19th century, and it is called the Bombay called Native Shares and Stockbroker Association at Bombay in 1875. The precursor of the present day of is called the Bombay Stock Exchange Limited. The BSE is established in the year 1875. It is one of the oldest organized exchange in the world. The BSE switched from open outcry system to the screen-based system in the year 1995, which is the system called Bolt. That is called a BSE online trading. It's called a Bolt. To begin with, Bolt was quote-driven market as well as order-driven system, with the jobbers feeding two-way quotes and the brokers feeding buy and sell orders, which we'll explain later. The second largest, actually today the largest exchange is the NSE, which has overtaken BSE. The National Stock Exchange is established in 1984, established nationwide trading facilities for equity, debt, and hybrids, even derivative, commodities, so on. They facilitate the capital access to the investor across the country. Import fairness, efficiency, and transparency to transaction securities. They shorten the settlement cycle to meet international securities market standards. I'll explain what is shortened. What do you mean by settlement? The NSE is a national computerized exchange. The NSE has two segments, that is capital market segment and the wholesale debt segment. The capital market segment covers equity, convertible debenture, and all kind of things. Wholesale debt is a segment which deals in government securities, BSE bonds, commercial paper, and other debt instruments. Now we need to understand the members are required to deliver securities and cash by T+2. The payout day is called T+2. All trades in NSE is guaranteed by National Securities Clearing Corporation, that is NSEC. And now, friends, I have to explain something here in a detailed way. When the shares are bought and sold, some investor coming to sell, some investor coming and to buy. Who is involved in that? There is a broker. They are called members of the stock exchange. They are the intermediaries for the buyers and sellers. For example, an investor comes to me. I am a broker. An investor comes to me. They want to sell. Okay, which share? They want to sell 100 shares of Reliance Industries. Then he will come to me. What he has to do? There is a prior. I go into the details. I have little back. Go into the how any investor can participate in the trading mechanism. Every investor who comes to the market, either to buy or sell, they have to fulfill the norms of KYC. What do you mean by that? Know your client. So they have to fulfill certain kind of an agreement, and by which they have to give their details about their bank account, their Aadhaar card, their PAN card, all. So know your client concept, including bank. So based on that, as a broker, I open a trading account for them, and also I open a depository account either through the CDSL or through NSDL. You get my point, friends. So any investor who would like to participate in the buying and selling of securities need to open a trading account and also a demat account. The trading account meant for a code which has been applied, created by the broker and approved by the stock exchanges. So thereby he can have a specific code on him. That code is a unique code which cannot be duplicated by others or replicated by others. So once I feed the code, the exchange knows, the clearing corporation knows, SEBI knows, all the regulatory body knows who is that particular kind of person. Okay, this is applicable either to buy or sell. If you want to participate in the secondary market, that is a buying and selling of securities, you need to fulfill the KYC norms, which is also applicable today in insurance, which is also applicable to the mutual fund, which is also applicable to a bank account. Today, without KYC process, you cannot participate in any financial transaction. Either maybe a bank or insurance or a mutual fund on the stock market. Okay. Now, I have created a code for that client, trading code. I also created demat account, which is provided by the depository. I have already explained what is a deposit. Right. Now he comes to me and approaches that he will want to sell 100 shares of which is holding in his demat account. Now there are two ways I can place his order. I have to take understanding that. One is that he can give a limit price. That means I want to sell this particular share only at 1,500 rupees. If 1,500 rupees saleable, you do that. Otherwise, you should not do that. This is called a price, fixed price. So there is another called, I will explain later, the market price. Now, what is my role as a broker? I am acting as an agent. I am a constituent agent for my client. I am acting on behalf of my client and try to place the order on the exchange. So I am not doing on my own. I am acting as an agent as per the instruction of my client. So what is my role? So it is a principal agent relationship as per the Contract Act. So the same way somebody comes to me for selling, same way whatever the securities he wanted to sell, same way once he complete his KYC process, I take the order, I feed into the system. That is what we will explain, how the what kind of an orders are there, how we does that. So this is the basic process in which so it has been done. Now I will go one more step now. So when somebody comes to give a selling order, okay, the sale have been executed. That means the transactions are completed. So who is my counterpart? See, whenever, please understand friends, when you sell property or you buy property, there are two parties are involved. There is a contract. I hope that you would have studied some portion of the Contract Act. So there is a contract. Somebody is selling, somebody is buying. So at a particular price. Then on the consideration, when the consideration passed on from a buyer to seller, the rights of property also should be passed on to the buyer from the seller. You follow my purpose. For example, I go to a shop. I buy a toothpaste. I buy the paste, I get the product, I pay my money. Okay, this is called a spot market. This is called a cash market. There is an instant payment, there is an instant delivery of the goods, whatever I buy it. This is an example. It may be any goods. It may be rice, it may be vegetable, it may be steel or anything. It is called a cash market or otherwise called a spot market. When you sell something, you deliver the goods, take your money. When you buy something, give the cash, take your product. So instant delivery of or the exchange of payment and the property taking place instantly on the spot market. Whereas in the stock exchange, you cannot do like that. Instantly, you cannot give that. So there is called a delivery settlement mechanism. The trading mechanism is one thing and settle mechanism is another thing. So you need to understand what is the trading, what is the settlement. The trading is that, okay, an investor gives instruction to sell, I have sold it. Somebody have bought it. Let us forget the other side. I have sold. So I issued a contract note to the seller. I have sold on your behalf 100 shares of Reliance Industries at the following rate. I hereby confirm that I have sold. This is called a contract note, wherein the selling price minor my commission and whatever other charges applicable as per the regulatory authorities. This is a net price payable to you. I give the contract. So what is the next step? The seller have to deliver the shares. On selling the shares only, he will realize, on transferring the shares to the buyer, he will realize his consideration. So there is called a settlement process. You follow me, friends? This is settlement process. The settlement process is that the seller transfer the securities to the buyer makes the payment to the seller. Are they doing directly? No. So there is a body called a clearing corporation. The clearing corporation, once the trading done, the exchange job is over. They transfer the entire file to the clearing corporation. The clearing corporation manage the settlement process. The settlement process, how it takes place? See, once I sold the share, I transfer the securities to the clearing corporations. In turn, the clearing corporation approach the buyer, takes the money and transfer the securities. The payment have been cleared. The payment is passed on to the seller. You get my point? Though this is called a settlement process. The buyer makes the payment and get the shares. The seller gives the shares and take the payment. This is taking place on a T+2 basis. That means what? If the trading day is on Monday, the seller have to deliver the share within the 2 days. That means before the Wednesday, they have to hand over. The same way, the buyer have to remit the money within 2 days. That is called a trading day plus 2 days. That is called T+2, one of the shortest settlement cycle in the world. So now we will come to I skipped most of the things because it takes time. We do not have much time. And so the screen-based trading, this is called, today we have an excellent and efficient screen-based trading. Friends, I would like to highlight that in this case, if any of you or all of you would like to understand how the trading plays, we have got a simulated version wherein each one of you can sit in the terminal. You yourself can do buying and selling of the securities on a live basis. This is an excellent software provided by NSE. Each one can experience, then only you will understand how the selling, how the order, how the modification, how the settlement takes place. It is exciting. It is very much exciting. You participate in the trading. You can do a live environment trading so that you will understand the real intricacies and the things are involved in the buying and selling. So in the new electronic stock exchanges, which have fully automated computerized mode of trading, and the floor trading have been replaced with a new system. In this system, the distant participant can trade with each other through a computer network. So the screen-based trading system are of two types. One is the code-driven and order-driven. What do you mean by code-driven and order-driven? Code means I quote my price. As long as the orders are accepted, it's basically the system accepts based on the quotes of bid and offer, or it based on the order, depends on the market, and I participate in the actual trading system, which will give you on a live environment basis. The order-driven system is the market maker who is the dealer in the particular security input two-way quotes into the system, that is his bid price and also an offer price. The market participant then place their order based on their bid and offer quotes. These are all then automatically matched by the system according to the certain rules. And order-driven system, under this system, clients place their buy and sell order with the broker. These are then fed into the system. These buy and sell orders are automatically matched by the system according to the predetermined rules. The software have got a predetermined rules. The software is written. For example, I buy at 147. Somebody is ready to sell at 147. The order gets matched. The trades get executed. This is how the system works. It's like it is an auction process, but done electronically and technological. So you have so many types of order: market orders, limit orders, stop orders, stop limit orders, day orders, week orders, month orders, open orders, fill or kill orders. You have various kind of an orders whereby you can participate in the trading. The market order means the broker is instructed by the investor to buy or sell a stated number of shares immediately at the best prevailing price in the market. In case of a buy order, the best price is the lowest price obtainable. In the case of sell order, it is the highest price obtainable. Everybody try to sell at a maximum price. The seller wants to sell at a higher price. The buyer wants to sell at a lowest price. So this is the normal mechanism. But whether how it is getting matched, and we will explain when we bring the live environment here. Shahul, எடுத்துக்கிறீங்களா? Friends, I would like to now invite my system expert, Mr. Shahul. He is good at on live environment. Now he will explain to you how actual trading taking place in the market. He will bring the NSE screen, BSE screen in front of you now. How order gets matched, what all the columns are there, what is the order, stop order, limit order, market orders, how order modifications done, how orders get matched, everything. He will show you the live environment, so you can able to understand how the buying and selling of securities are taking place. He will take over the session from me right now, and he will explain to you what we will do. That friends, this will only one an idea for you about the selling and buying of securities. But I appeal to every one of you that you please try to have a separate session on the live environment. Each one of you, I will provide the system wherein you can sit. I'll teach you how to log in, how to access to the trading system. Then you participate in the trading system, you buy and sell, then you will understand how the real matching taking place. Thank you, friends. We will participate in the question and answer session. Right now, I'll request my executive, Mr. Shahul, to take over to explain the live environment. Thank you very much.
Good evening to all. Today, now I'm going to show you how to do the trading and show you how to do tradings and what are the options are available in the trading softwares. So let me go on the concept. Actually, the market timing is already explained. It's from 9:15 to 3:30, and from Monday to Friday only the market will be done. On Saturday and Sunday the market is holiday. So what we done means we already pre-recorded that market screen. With that market screen, we are going to explain what are the things we can available in this trading application. Okay. So this is the trading screen. I think I hope you all can see the screen. So this is a trading screen. So for getting this screen, you have to do some login process with the username and password. Once if you log in means you can able to see the screen. I just explain what are the things available in this market screen. First, in the top corner, you can able to see the index column. So in the index, you can see Sensex, Nifty 50, Nifty Bank, like that. What are the segments available in the NSE and BSE you can see. In the Sensex, you already know, I think so, the Sensex and Nifty in the news, in the end of the news, in every day the news they will explain. Sensex, this much points it has been raised and this much points it has been fall. In NSE also you can able to see Nifty, the name Nifty they will mention. So for seeing that Sensex and Nifty, the index column will be helped. After that, there is a script bar. In the script bar, with the help of script bar only, we can able to add the scripts. For example, I am a new person. Now only I am installing the software. Once I'm newly installing the software, all the script names, script means I'm the script name mentioned the company names. All the scripts will not be available. The blank screen will be available. What are the things, what are the companies I required? Those things I have to manually, I have to add in this market watch column. So with the help of script bar, I can able to add the company names. Once if I add means I can see all these company names. You can add n number of screens. I mean n number of scripts, n number of companies you can add. Once if you add means you will see these type of things. Here you can able to see the red and blue. Now you can able to see that there is some things are going in a red and blue thing. So okay, what is red and blue? If you go and see the trading application anywhere in the world, you can see the standard color of red and blue. So and what is meant by red and what is meant by blue? That's we can see now. Blue indicates the higher value and the red indicates the lower value. If the value goes from low to high, it indicates in the blue. If the value goes from high to low, it indicates in the red. So this is the I mean standard color of red and blue. So that you can able to find out that price has been going up or down, like that you can able to find it out. Okay, so first what we are going to see means we are going to, once we add the scripts in the market watch means after that what we do, we are going to start the trading. So in the trading, what is the option means F1 for buying. Once if in your keyboard if you press F1 means you will get this box. This is the buying order entry which indicates blue color. Here you can see the exchange, order type and symbol. Symbol means what company I'm going to buy, that symbol, and how much quantity and price and product type. I will explain you what are these things. Product type. After that I have to give the client code for each and every client. Already Sir has been explained. Once you open the Demat account, trading account, you will be assigned one trading code. With the help of trading code only, you can able to do the trading in any member. For example, if you are coming to our office, if you are telling your name, we can't able to find out. But if you tell you a trading code means we can easily find out. So with the help of the trading code, we will do the trading for you. Okay, before that, I will explain you what are the things available. First, in the trading screen, exchange is available. So here we can do the add the companies in the NSE and BSE. So the exchange option is over there. There it mentioned which company it has been represented. For example, the company belongs to NSE or company belongs to BSE. From there we can able to find out. And next is trading symbol. Trading symbol is nothing but the company name. For example, if I want Reliance, that company can be added over there. The trading symbol name will be represented over there. And the bid quantity. Bid quantity means buying quantity. What is the current buying quantity? That count will be over there. Bid rate, buying rate. If I want to buy means I can able to see. For example, here Asian Paint. Asian Paint, the price is 1523 and next is ask rate, selling rate 1523 rupees 35 paise, and ask quantity is 24 quantity. Currently it's buying. I mean during the time of recording I'm telling. And LTP. LTP means last traded price. Last, what is the price of traded, that will be updated in that LTP. And percentage change. What is the percentage change? From the last to now, whether it has been gone raised up or down, that will be mentioned in the percentage wise. Next is ATP. ATP means average trading price. Averagely how much the price is trading. Next is the volume. How much total volume from the morning, from the time of we taken, the total volume will be shown over there. Next is open. Open is nothing but during the time of market opening. The market opens at the time of 9:15. During the time of market opening, what is the price the company got opened, that thing will be shown in the open. Next is high. High means till the time. What time I just recorded means I recorded at the time of 12:50. So during that time, that Asian Paint company, how much it has been gone high. what is the price it has been gone high, that thing will be updated in the high option. And next is low. Till that time, what price it has been came down, that price thing will be updated in the lower thing. There is another option also, that thing will be shown in the another option. Now we are going to see how to buy this company. Now we are trying to buy the company like Adani Ports. It's the exchange is mentioned as NSE. Next thing, next to exchange, there is an option called order type. Already we have been shown there are number of orders like limit order, market order, stop loss order, like that. So you have to particularly mention. I just explain you what is meant by limit and what is meant by market. Here, first it will be limit order. For example, if you place in a limit order means you can fix the price. Now the price is 63 rupees. We can assume like it's the price is 63 rupees. Now the trading is done in the price of 63. If I keep in the limit means I can able to fix the price. For example, I am going to buy. So during the time of buying, what I will do, I will quote the lower price. So I am going to put for 60 rupees. Here, with the help of limit order, I can put the price in my own. Once if I put means, after that I have to give that quantity. How much quantity? Defaultly one quantity will be there. How much quantity it will be required? How much quantity I require? That will be mentioned over there. 10, 20, 100. How much quantity? Depend upon my amount in the Demat account, I can able to buy the shares. Next is the price. Here, just see the companies it's showing. Now the quantity is 100 quantity I am doing. Next, the price 307, its price. So now I'm quoting for 305. Next is the main thing. This is the product type. In the product type only, I can able to choose how in what type I'm going to trade. For example, I'm going to trade in the type of intraday trading or delivery trading or short sell, like that. Here only I can able to fix. I hope you can able to see this thing. In the product type, first option is showing as CNC. CNC means cash and carry. The full form of CNC is cash and carry. Cash and carry means the name cash and carry. It represents delivery. For example, if you want to invest in the capital market means CNC is the only option. If you put in the CNC order means, for example, the Adani Ports, I'm trying to buy 100 shares in the price of 305 at cash and carry. Delivery concept means I can able to sell that shares by tomorrow, by day after tomorrow, by next week, next month, next year. What I prefer, what time I prefer, that time I can able to sell. Till the time of selling, the shares will be there in my Demat account. And what are the shares in my Demat account? That is called holdings. And next, after CNC, there is another option called NRML. Sorry, MIS. MIS is a intraday concept. Intraday is nothing but a pure profit-based trading. For example, today I just came to the market. Today my target is I have to get the money of 1,000 rupees. I have to get the profit of 1,000 rupees. This is the mindset of me. So today I'm coming to the market. Just simply I'm doing the trading for one day. For example, for 9:15 I'm coming. I'm placing the order at 9:30. Within that day, I have to sell that company. Adani Ports, I'm buying 100 quantities at 305 means in the intraday. I have to sell that intraday trading within that day itself. If I am not selling, I will not. I have been buying the intraday, but if I forgot to sell like that means automatically that thing will be sold from the member side. I mean from the RMS team. The RMS, like that, there are some critical names you have to understand that will be connected in the brief session. So I just tell you RMS means risk management service. The risk management team, they will check it out, they will sell from their side. Okay, so intraday, if I buy in the intraday means in the same day, once if I buy in that day, I have to sell in the same day. But in the delivery, if I buy today means I can sell any day what I want. After that, after fixing this, Next, I'm going for client code. Here, I can choose any client codes. I mean, what are the clients? Who are the clients? Who are the clients with us? That client code will be mapped in this software. So to whom I want to do trading, I have to select that number. For example, 135410008. This is one client. So if I want to do trading for that client means I have to indicate that client code. If I want to do for some other client code means I have to mention that client code. That client name will be shown over here. Here you can see. Now I'm putting for 135410008. The client name is Kesava Pillai Annamalai. So for this client, now I'm going to buy the Adani ports of 100 quantity of 305 price. So this is limit order. If I fix on market in the order type, there is an option called market. If I fix on that market type means the price thing will not be shown over there. The best example means it's a type of bargaining only. For example, if I go for a roadside, if I buy something means I'm purchasing from tomatoes. The per kg is 50 rupees means I'm asking that person give me for 45 means that is called limit order. There I can able to bargain. And what is meant by market order means if I go to Palamudi Chole or departmental store means I can't able to bargain anything. What price they are quoting over there, I can able to buy what price they have been quoted. The same concept is market. If I fix on market means the market price, the currently what market is running in the price, at the same price I can able to buy. This is called limit and market. And what is meant by stop loss means the name stop loss, it's mentioned, it's a loss. The loss will be minimized. In the capital market, we can't able to stop the loss, but we can minimize the loss. So for that concept only, we can able to see the stop loss. Mostly in the commodity division, MCX, the stop loss is the major thing. All the clients will use the stop loss concept. Okay, now I'm placing. Once if I click on submit means the order will be submitted. And this is selling order. This is the selling order box. The shortcut for this key is F2. If I click the F2 key means this box will be raised. It will be indicated in the red color. The same, what are the things we seen in the F1 option? The same it will be seen in the F2 option of selling order box. I mean selling order entry. If I buy the Adani ports for 305 100 shares means for the same thing I have to put as a exchanges NSE and what limit order. Limit means if I want to fix the price means I can place the limit, or the market price is okay means I can select the market option. And next is quantity, 100 quantity, and the prices. Now I bought for 305 means I have to sell in the higher price. So what I do means I place for 307 rupees 50 paise. I just show you here the limit of market or what thing I'm going to select. After that, the company's Adani ports, quantity 100 quantity, and the price 309 I'm placing. Next, what? Intraday. If I buy in intraday means I have to sell in intraday. If I buy in the delivery means I have to sell in delivery. So I already buy in the normal, I mean intraday. So I'm going to sell in the intraday only. Next, I'm going to give the client code. So it's the same 135410008 because that client only has been bought that Adani ports. So for that client, I'm going to sell. Once if I click on submit means the order will be placed. Okay. Now there are two types. For market order, there is no worry. The market order will be once if I place, once if I buy or sell means that thing will be directly traded with the market thing. But if I go for limit, the actual price is 310 and I am fixing the price. I am trying to buy for lesser price of 305 means what happened means with the price till that, I mean already we have been shown that matching thing will be done. The price at the time, I mean in the market till the time of the price came to 305, my order will be there in the order book. The order book option is F3. In the order book, what are the trades I have been done? It will be shown in the pending state. Now the market price is 309. I placed it for 305. So the price has been not matched. So my order has been kept in the pending order. So with the help of this pending order, what I can do means, here you can able to see, I just try to zoom. I think you can able to see here KES 709. That is a DL code. They have been placed on. They have been Glenmark. That company they are trying to buy with the price of. I think that thing has been gone that side. So they have been trying to buy with the lower price. So what happened means, till the market got that price got the price came to that market, it will be shown in the pending order. So till the pending, in the option of pending order, I can able to modify the pending order. For example, what are the modifications I can able to do means, I can able to modify the, I show you. Here I'm trying to modify one thing. It's a Bandhan Bank. What are the things I'm going to modify means, quantity I can able to modify. One sec. Yeah, here we can see what are the things we can modify. I can modify the quantity. Here the client has been asked for 50 quantities to sell. If I don't want to sell that 50 quantities, it's enough, 25 quantities enough means, I can modify the quantity over there. Next, the price, 251 rupees 10 paise. They have been tried to sell for 251 rupees 10 paise. So if I want to change the price also, I can able to modify the price. These two things can be changed in the modification column. And next there is one option called cancel. Now I am not willing to sell that share. I have been gotten the delivery, so I am trying to sell that shares. Today I am not willing to sell that share means, I can, once if I place also, I can able to cancel that order. Here's the cancel order. Once if I click on cancel means, it will be asked for some confirmation. Once if I confirm means, that order, that selling or buying order will be cancelled. All these things will be done within the time of pending only. If my trade is there in the pending order, I can do the modifications like price modification, quantity modification, else I can able to cancel the order. Next, now I have been bought. For example, now I have been bought the order. I mean, now I have been buy or sell at certain some particular companies. For example, I have been bought the Adani Ports. I have been sell the Adani Ports means, once the trader has been completed successfully means, that successful trading confirmation will be shown in the F8 column. F8 is the name of trade book. In this trade book, we can able to see what are the trades it has been done over here. So this is the trade book option. Here you can able to see these are all the successful trades. This is the main option. It's a depth option. With this, with the help of this depth, this shortcut key is F6. With the help of depth option, we can able to find out the depth of that company before buying or selling. By seeing the depth only, the clients or the dealers, they will be judging this company type. For example, what are the things we can able to see? First, the top five highest prices. I mean, 307 rupees 65, the buying prices, 307 rupees 65 price, 307 rupees 55 price. The top 5 prices will be shown over here. For example, if I'm trying to put for 305 rupees means, my price will not be shown. My price is not in the top 5 list. So what happened? My trading time will be taken some much long. So if I place in the 307 rupees 55 price means, I am the second priority. If I place the 307.50 means, I am the third priority. But if I put for 307.65 means my order will be executed immediately. But if the price should be remains the same. The market, the price, it will not be same at that second. It will be changed in the second per second. So for example, if I put for 307 rupees 65 paise for Adani Ports means that buying order will be executed immediately. For the same, the selling also there. 307 rupees 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. If I put for 307 70 means the order will be executed in the topmost priority. If I 307 rupees 90 paise means I am the first priority. I am the first priority, automatically I will be come as a first priority. These options shown in the depth option. Next is total number of buyers and total number of sellers. With the help of total number of buyers and sellers only, we can able to see how the script is performing in this today's trading. If the total number of buyers and sellers are equal, then that is a no problem. That company is performing okay normally. We can buy or we can sell. If the buyers are high, if the buyers are sell, I think there will be some news or some market problems will be there. Like that, it will be different. If the sellers are high and the buyers are low, means that particular company has been stuck in some problem, like Jet Airways. Like that, if any news are coming, means during that time the sellers will be high and the buyers will be low. So total number of buyers and sellers we can able to see in this depth option. Next is open. So open, I mean on that day while I'm recording this screen, the Adani Ports open price is 301 rupees 10 paise, and the high gone till the 1250. The price has been gone to 311 rupees 45 paise, and the low is 301 rupees 10 paise, and the close means yesterday's close 309 rupees 35 paise, and lower circuit limit, upper circuit limit. I just explained you. Before that, I will explain this thing. And next option is 52 weeks high low. 52 weeks high low means 1 year's high low. In the past 1 year, that script has been gone for 230 rupees 60 paise, and it has been came low of 203 rupees. And next is lower circuit limit, upper circuit limit. Lower circuit limit means, for example, currently the lower circuit limit is 278 rupees 45 paise. If you want to buy, if I want to put the amount means 278 rupees 45 paise, I am placing the price like that, means the order will be accepted. It will be shown in the pending, that is a separate, but my order will be accepted for buying the shares. But for example, if I am placing for 278 rupees 40 paise means the order will not be executed, the RMS will be rejected. It will be telling like that the circuit limit has been gone low. So next is upper circuit limit. The upper circuit limit shown as 340 rupees 25 paise. If I'm trying to sell, if I'm placing for 340.25 means, if I'm quoting that amount means the order will be accepted. It will be kept in the pending order. But if I'm trying to place for 340 rupees 24 paise, 1 paise if I'm reduced and I place means it will not be accepted. These are some electronic rules, they have been already done. So this is the option of lower circuit limit, upper circuit limit. From here we can able to find out. Next option is, okay, so these are the options. With the help of this only we can able to find the depth of this company. Here you can able to see the prices, how it's changing. It changes the second by second, it will be changed. Okay, then this is the admin position column. For example, today I'm trying to buy. Some clients will be trading one script, some clients will trade n number of scripts. Script means company. So I can't able to remember what are the things I have been bought, what are the things I have been sold. I can't able to do the paper mark like that, and that paperwork I can't able to do. So for that thing, this admin position will help for us. So here for one of the client, I'm going to see 135410034. For this client, what are the things he has been done the trading? For example, Canara Bank, Infi, Lodgefin, IRCTC, Zeal, HDFC Bank, HUDCO, Indian Bank, NCC. These are the companies the client has been traded, and what is the price and what is the net value and what are all the things here the client able to see or the dealer can able to see and find out. And with the end of the day, we can able to judge whether the client has been done the profit or loss. The profit and loss will be indicated in the name of MTM, market to market. The MTM full form is market to market. With the help of market to market MTM, we can find out whether we have been done profit or loss at the end of the day or end of the selling the stocks. Here, the key is F11. Here you can be able to see, once if I select that script, I mean that client code means I can able to see the client's detail. Okay, these are the basic things for doing the trading. These are the basic things which are there in the electronic mode of trading, and there are some more options to I mean to transfer the funds, to see the holdings. All those things are available in this thing. So in the next session, the detailed session, we can able to show that options also. So I hope I have been covered some basic things of trading application.